In this video, we will discuss a high-risk method on how to pass prop firm challenges quickly. So many people have different opinions on how conservative one should be when trading prop firm challenges. But there are a certain group of traders who understand the risk-reward opportunity presented by prop firms and choose to trade them in a way that's very different to how they would typically trade their personal accounts. So you might be very conservative when trading your personal capital, as you should be. You don't want to have enormous drawdowns or risk blowing a personal account. However, as your risk is inherently capped when trading a prop firm to what you paid for the challenge, some traders understand that and use kind of a rolling account or account churning approach in order to best take advantage of the opportunity that prop firms present. And in this short presentation and video, I wanted to show you effectively how catching a winning streak of a particular trading strategy, or in this particular case, a trading bot, can be used to pass prop firm challenges very quickly. And one caveat here is that this type of approach will inevitably lead to some prop firm challenges being blown. If you decide to take a more aggressive approach, you do have to kind of understand that you will blow certain challenges. And this is just an option for people who are willing to do that as they are looking at the broader, general P&L they will get, which factors in both payouts and the cost of prop firm challenges. And here at Prosperity Algo, we have a fairly large community by now, and people tend to ask questions all the time about what is the best risk percentages for prop firms. So I wanted to also make this video to kind of address, if you want to go fast and if you're willing to take some risk, this might be something to consider and something to look at in more detail. And effectively here, I wanted to show the concept of what a winning streak or a losing streak could look like. So I took our golden time bomb expert advisor here, and this was the prop firm specific version, which will be linked in the description below. And this particular bot is trading the opening range breakout and the London breakout, and it trades twice a day using a very tried and tested strategy. But in this particular graph, I decided to kind of ramp it up to high risk settings. So here we're risking 4% a day on a $10,000 account. And in this particular back test, I kept the balance, or I kept the lot size constant, just to not necessarily have that hockey stick effect of compounding. But really what I wanted to illustrate by my highlights here is that all of these yellow periods would effectively represent hot streaks. And had you started a prop firm challenge here and ended here, you would have passed. However, had you used these same higher risk settings of effectively you're putting your max daily loss risk on every single trade, if you catch a bit of a drawdown period like any of these in red, you would likely lose your account. Whereas if you took the exact same approach, the same strategy, and you just risked 1%, you could survive likely all of these different drawdowns. And currently I'm doing a Blueberry funded challenge with a very conservative setting. We had a bit of a drawdown period this past week, and the Blueberry challenge is perfectly fine. And I'm rather confident that we will recover out of that and still do perfectly fine. However, if I was running with 4% risk, it would have blown. But last week, when we hit all-time equity highs in Time Bomb, I would have passed the Blueberry Challenge and I would have had already a funded account. So that goes to show really the power of catching winning streaks and or being subjected to losing streaks. So really that's what this presentation was meant to illustrate, or this particular photo was meant to illustrate. High-risk account approaches work great if you're in a winning streak, pardon me. However, you have to accept that in a losing streak, you likely will lose the account. So to actually show kind of a strategy on how to game this, I wanted to demonstrate the revolving door approach. And in our prop firm bundle, we actually go into this in more detail. But effectively what it is you stagger a bunch of different account start times. And this can be based on a number of trades or based on a given time period too. So in order to catch a winning period, let's say you can just start a new account every 10 trades, Or you could start a new account every Monday. So if this week is a hot week, you might very well pass in 1 week. However, next week, if you start a new one on Monday, you might very well blow that account. But effectively, you're just constantly staggering the start of new prop firm accounts because you're hoping that the start time corresponds to a hot streak, and in doing so, you can pass faster using this high risk approach. Kind of going back to my graph here, let's say every week or so, you start a new prop firm account or a new challenge. Sometimes you will just so happen to correspond with these winning streaks and you will pass pretty quickly. However, other times you will so happen to catch some losers and you will blow it. So this is really demonstrating, maybe to clarify, you're going max risk, your max daily risk on every single trade in this time bomb example. However, you're capping your max losses at once per day. So every time you take a loss, you just stop trading for the day. So now, effectively to kind of dive a bit more in detail as to how you would actually make money with this strategy, we have to discuss the risk reward of the opportunity. So you're essentially going to have to treat each prop firm account like a trade. So here's an example of a 10K on Blueberry funded. Had you just bought this account here, it would have cost you around $75. Or they always have discount codes running, so it will likely cost you $60. $60 is less than what most people, not most, but quite a few traders lose just on one trade. Like in some of my larger accounts, like $60 would be a very modest loss. So essentially what you can do is you can treat each prop firm challenge like one trade. And some trades or some challenges you will lose and some challenges you will win. But overall, the risk reward of the opportunity is very high because you don't have to make a ton on a prop firm challenge once passed to recuperate your losses from failed challenges. So here, in this example of a $10,000 account, you'd only need to make 0.6% to recover the account, or to recover your cost of the account, provided that the prop firm does not already pay you back your initial challenge fee once passing. Or let's say you had to actually blow 4 different accounts just to pass this one. You only need to make 2.6% to recover the 4 previous accounts. So in theory, you could use this high risk opportunity to effectively pass a bunch of accounts and then significantly reduce the risk on your EAs or your bots so that you're able to just slowly clip along until you make 2%. You recover your challenge fees and then you just keep going in perpetuity and milking it for more and more cash. So that's essentially how this works. You're treating a prop firm account not like a personal account. You're treating it like one trade. So effectively your challenge fee is the equivalent or less than the equivalent of what you would lose on one loss in a larger account. So effectively, what you need for this type of system to work is you need to actually be trading with an edge, because for it to be able to catch hot streaks or cold streaks, or hot streaks in particular, you need to actually be trading a system that works. If you're trading a system with complete randomness, you're going to never have a hot streak, or you might, but it'll be fairly rare. At the same time, you need to be able to cap your max daily risk, because if you're saying, hey, I'm going all out on each individual trade, I'm risking 4% or 5%, whatever your daily risk would be, you can't have 2 of those in a day. So you need to have a bot or some sort of strategy which stops trading after having a particular loss. You also need to be able to have different trades than other people in order to stay in line with the prop firm rules. So now I'm going to do a shameless plug for our pass prop firm version of Time Bomb here, which does all of this for you. So you can effectively just select the risk of 4%, throw it in your prop firm challenge, and use our prop firm randomizers to pass with the all the detection by the prop firm being taken care of by the bot automatically, which conceals its trades. So if you guys want to check this out, please click the link in the description and leave me a comment if you found this video useful. Take care.